after other
So
gods.
that's the biggest thing we do. That's why we stuck on Jesus. Because our fathers have forsaken the Most High. And our fathers choose to be Christians. Our fathers choose to be Muslim. And the worst thing, those Muslims accept black people. Go to Arabia and tell them you're Muslim, they whip your ass there. Christianity, the white people don't accept black people, man. In the 80s, a black man couldn't go in the white church in America to talk about his praising Jesus. These other nation God don't accept us. Go to China and tell the president there is a Buddha and see something. We the one walk off of all these other gods. And that's something that we choose. Right? Read on.
And have served them.
And have what?
And have served them.
Some of you serve Jesus more than you serve the Israelite churches they've been to now. Some of you was a good Christian. So you was doing work for Jesus. You was serving these gods. So that's why you come here now. You're going to serve the Most High. You're going to go on the highways, the byways, go win souls for the Most High. You're going to make the difference. You're going to be the difference. You're going to be the example. You were serving all these false gods. Now you're going to serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Read on.
And have worshipped them.
And what?
Have worshipped them.
Worship Jesus, right? Thank you, Jesus. You did it, right? Now you're going to have to be born again, brothers and sisters. You're going to have to be born again. And we're going to teach you to worship your God the correct way. Or to worship your God in the spirit of righteousness. Huh? Read on.
And have forsaken me.
And you see that? Read.
And have not kept my law.
So that's why now you're going to be keeping the Most High laws. You're going to keep the Most High statutes, the Most High commandment. Read.
And ye have done worse than your fathers.
So you see, that's why you as a generation have to be judged. Because you worse than your foreparents. You think your foreparents was into homosexuality like the black man now into homosexuality? You think nobody could go and give your foreparents money to be homosexual and be homosexual? In the 60s, how much black man in Ghana was running around saying he's transsexual? He's transgender. In the 50s, how much black man in the world was running around, he don't know, he's confused, he's a woman trapped in a man's body. Check your woman. In the 40s, 50s, you know the woman only have sex with one man, right? But the woman knows she's a bad bitch. And why she's a bad bitch? Because she's a whore. In Ghana, you go by the name Slave Queen, still a whore. Take money from man, give up sex because what? Sex means nothing. So she become demonic. And the man himself who commit adultery with her is become demonic too. The Bible tells you that, man. Get Deuteronomy 32, sir. Verse 7. The Bible gave us example what we should live by as a nation of people. Man. But some of us refuse to live by it because what? It's boring. Oh, it's boring. When you see what poverty is, and the only way you're going to get you to poverty is to come back to God. Do you want to be in a position that you're in for the rest of your life? Do you want your children to grow up and be in the position that you have to suffer through? Read what you have, sir.
Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old.
What the God said they must do?
Remember the days of old.
So why can't you do that? Remember the days of old. Read on.
Consider the years of many generations.
So go back to where your foreparents used to live. The Most High wants us to consider those days. He said, consider the days of many generations. So the woman now wants to be out there showing cleavage, rain falls here, showing her ass. What's the mother doing that? Because what you're doing now, you consider this foolishness what taking place. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 1. You consider this foolishness that's taking place now. Likewise, you men. No man want to be a farmer no more. If you don't farm, what are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? Because when the food shortage come in and China stops selling rice here, which is an embarrassment. Because Ghana plant their own rice. But the government don't invest money in the farmers here. But the government take your money, buy food, come to feed you. Look the amount of land in Ghana. Look the amount of rain that fall in Ghana. Nobody want to farm no more. Who was Abraham working for? Who? Was Abraham getting up going to a 9 to 5? Or Abraham have his cattle, his cow, his land? Eat what his hand grow. You want to be servant. That's boring to you. So that's why all the young farmers out there commend them, man. At the end of the day, when all hell break loose, they're going to be the one eating. You're going to be scavengers out there hunting for food. Because you don't think. You don't see yourself as a slave. You don't see yourself in captivity. You walk like you're free. You don't even have your own name. Read what you have for me, sir.
What verse you want?
Verse 1. 1 and 1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and 1. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem.
That's King Solomon. Read on.
Vanity of vanities.
What?
Vanity of vanities.
Vanities of vanities. Read on.
Said the preacher. Vanity of vanities. All is vanity.
All is what?
Vanity.
Everything is vanity, bro. Even you see a nice woman now, everything is fake. The ass is fake. The breast is fake. The eyebrows are fake. The eyelashes are fake. The hair is fake. But she wants a good man.
She want a real man.
Yeah, she wants a real man. And some of you sisters, you see a man out there, everything is fake too. The shoes is fake. The chain is fake. The clothes, what they say, his name brand is fake. But he wants a decent woman to take home to marry. So everything is vanity. That's the world we live in. Nothing is real. So you can't even accept who you are as a people. People act like they have money when they're broke. They're poor. People, the woman will be poor as hell. You see, she put on her clothes and everything, go to her house. Some of you brothers too. Act like you have it, but you don't. Just be honest with yourself. That's why the Bible tells us the Most High bring the man up from the dunghill and make him sit with kings and princes. I used to go to school barefooted. I used to go to school with half a book. They used to cut it in two. I get peace, my sister get peace. I've been to school like that, without shoes on my feet. That's why I have to give God thanks every day. Even yesterday, Curtis asked, what did he ask me last night? If I'm going to sell some of my shoes.
Yeah.
I have more than maybe 35, 40 pair of shoes. I have a couple of years, and I was telling him last night, go to Summit, I'll bring back some more. He asked me why I'm doing them, why I don't sell them. What was my answer to you?
Because you grew up without shoes.
Yeah, I remember growing up with those shoes. So now I go see a shoes I like, I'm going to buy it. I remember the day I never had it. Used to buck my toe too. But I stayed in my lane. I stayed in my lane. He knew. When I went to America, I was sleeping on the floor. He knew. I was doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs. But whatever job you have, if the Most High don't have that blessing for you, you will not make it. But the Most High took me from the dunghill now where I can buy a pair of shoes more than what certain brothers can afford. And that's why I have to give thanks and praise to Him. That's why when I talk, I know where my beginning was, and I want to be the direction of where my end will be, which is in the kingdom of God. Because all of these things is vanity. I've been there, done that, and I never forget who I am, never forget myself. As the songwriter says, he never lost his way. Never lost my way. So you don't have to be in that level where everything around you is vanity. Right? Read on.
Verse 3. What profit has a man of all his labor, which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation coming.
That's it. So what profit am I? You have all your labor. What you do with it? Or what you do for the Most High with it? How you going to die? Your generation will disappear off this earth, and then what? A next generation might come. Right? Read on.
But the earth abideth forever.
The earth is here. The earth going to watch your body rotting in it. You're going to come back in a different life, and you're going to die again. So that's why we have to do what? Do good now. We get the chance to do good today. Because the Most High is bringing all this stress upon man. What we doing, man? What's our plan? What's the plan we have for when the South Africa come in? I know some of you are familiar with what happened in Rwanda a couple of years ago, maybe 20 years ago? What if a Rwanda happened here now? Y'all going to disappear, run all over the place, right? No plan. Look at the black man. The white man have a plan. If you work for anybody, the white man telling you what you want there 2030. You tell her that already. 2025, I want to change these curtains. I want to do this. They have plans. What's the plan for us? Because the Most High is sending this stress upon this earth. So go back to Matthew 24, sir.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 35. Heaven and earth shall pass away,
Really?
but my words shall not pass away.
And that's why we can make proof of that, man. We can be the proof of that. All these words will fulfill. And the Most High said the tribulation coming, it's coming. The Most High said Yahushua coming back to take vengeance on this earth and to deliver us from the full wind of heaven. It's going to happen. Read on.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man.
No man know the day and hour it's coming. So you see what the problem is? You have to be ready. You have to be ready. If Yahushua come now, are you worthy enough to meet it? Are you worthy enough to face it? Yahushua come now, are you going to say, come my good servant? So you have to be on that level. Everything about your life has to be righteousness. And it's simple matter. People do that, they're not going to make it to the kingdom of God. You envy your brother, you covetous your brother, you bear false witness. The Bible even tells us some use brothers what? In Matthew 5, people use you, man. You understand me? These are simple principles. You have to just read the Bible and pick a prophet in the Bible and act like that prophet, man. Act God-like. Act like Yahushua. Yahushua was free, brothers and sisters. That's why last week we read, he said, what? Foxes have holes, birds have nests, the son of man have nowhere to lay his head, man. Be free in Yahushua, man. Can? Read on.
But my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
And that's it. And what was happening in the days of Noah? Read on.
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
So you see that? People was eating fufu and banku, having fun, and they were marrying, having sex all over the place. They were doing that before the flood. But one day Noah went into the ark. Read on.
And knew not until the flood came.
And knew not until the flood came. That it was Noah days, Noah bring the flood. Noah went up into the ark and the Most High bring the flood, man. Right? Read on.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So you see that? People going to be partying, eating, drinking. People going to be living their life same way. And then boom, Yahushua come. But the question is, are you ready? Are you ready? We need to be ready. We need to be ready. Read on.
Then shall two be in the field. The one shall be taken and the other left.
And this is what? The church calls this rapture. But this is the elect. This is the first fruits. You see all of us in the church, you see two brothers get taken and we leave here. Why? Because our deeds and our work wasn't pleasing to the Most High. So that's why we have to make our deeds and our work pleasing to the Most High, for we all to be taken. Okay, in the Apocrypha, you tell you, woe to them that are left what? Left behind. Read on.
2 women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken, and the other left.
And even for the sisters too. All of you sisters ain't right. So you might have 2 sisters grinding, working, and one sister might just be taken and one left. Read on.
Watch therefore.
What Christ here must do?
Watch therefore.
Read on.
For ye know not what hour your Lord has doeth come.
So you have to watch and be ready. Be prepared. Right? Read on.
But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken in.
Read.
Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh.
So we have to be ready, brothers and sisters. We have to be on our guard. We have to be what? We have to be ready. Get Jeremiah 30 verse 4 from me, please. 4 to 11.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. And these are the words of Yahweh, and these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah.
Read on.
But thus said Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace.
So that's the voice that's going on in the world now. Turmoil, food shortage, and next recession. So we heard a voice of fear, of trembling, and not of peace. Read on.
Ask ye now, and see whether a man do travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins?
Because the man shocked, so the man stand up with his hand at his side like a woman. He's shocked. And some of the man is woman literally. Read on.
As a woman in travail,
Read.
and all faces are turned into
All
paleness.
faces are what?
Turned into paleness.
So when a South Africa come, that's what going to happen. When a Rwanda come, that's going to happen. You're going shock. You're going pale. But the righteous should not be. The righteous shouldn't be like that. See the difference? The righteous should not be shocked. We should know and embrace it and ready to overcome it. When you read Isaiah 65, he said what? You shall hunger, but my flock shall eat. So it's all have to do what level you want to be at. Right? Read on.
Alas, for that day is great.
For what?
For that day is great,
Read on.
so that none is like it.
So that day is great, for none is like it. Read on.
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble,
Read on.
but he shall be saved out of it.
So you see that? The day is great because when we see that day come, the righteous will know its salvation is near. That's why you read Matthew 24, he said, immediately after the tribulation, what will happen? The moon will turn into darkness. And then all people will see Yahweh shine his glory. So we have to embrace these days. Pray for it to come before we get old and can't move. Because the sooner these things happen, the better is our salvation. Read on.
For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck.
So you're going to take us from all nations permanently. Read.
And will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
We're not going to serve no nation no more. The substance that in a country will be for the people in the country. But the Most High said for us to get that, we have to overcome what? The tribulation period. We have to overcome it. We have to overcome what these current events are taking place on earth. Read on.
But they shall serve Yahweh their power.
What we shall do?
Serve Yahweh their power.
Read on.
And David their king.
That's Yahweh shall read on.
Whom I will raise up unto them.
Verse 10.
Therefore Fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, said Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar.
So you see that, no matter where you're at, you return to the Most High say, I'll save you from far. That's why the angel will go where? In the four corners to pick the elect up. That's why two will be in the field and one be taken. You see that? Most High say, I'll save you from far, man. No matter what distance you is, you're going to get salvation. Right? Read on.
And thy seed from the land of their captivity.
Read.
And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid.
Read.
For I am with thee, said Yahweh, to save thee.
To do what?
To save thee.
Read on.
Though I make a full end of all nations where I have scattered thee,
Read.
yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee
What the
in
Most High
measure.
will do?
Correct thee in measure.
In what?
In measure.
In time. Read on.
And will not leave thee altogether unpunished.
So He's not going to leave us altogether unpunished. He's going to punish us. And He's going to deliver us in measure. That's why the deliverance begins now. But it's what? It's in measure. It's not going to just be today. Because at the end of the day, we still need to overcome. Read verse 16.
Verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee
All they that beat us down, destroy us. Read on.
shall be devoured.
Shall be what?
Devoured.
Read on.
And all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
Shall what?
Go into
So you
captivity.
see that? We have to be on a righteous level for all this to happen. The nation don't need to be going captivity, you know, if we living like how we're living, hating each other, killing each other, robbing from each other, stealing from each other. So when all come now, the Most High said what? We finish reading.
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
So everybody that spoil us shall be what?
Be a spoil.
Shall be a spoil. Everybody that rob us will be robbed. Everybody that enslave us will be enslaved. Everybody that murder us will murder us. But the thing is, we have to come together. Can? Give me Jeremiah 3, 1 and 2, please.
Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife,
Read on.
and she go from him, and become another man, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
Read on.
But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers.
Read.
Yet return again unto me, said Jehovah.
So you see that? We become whores out there. We serve every other God out there. We play the harlot. So the Most High say, if a man wife commit adultery, will the man keep the wife? Question. 99% chances he might not. But the Most High said, we play the harlot and we return. Read verse 2.
Lift up thy eyes unto the high places,
Read.
and see where thou hast not been lean with.
Read.
In the ways thou hast sat with for them as the Arabian in the wilderness, and thou hast polluted the land with thy whoredoms and with thy wickedness.
So that's what we do to Israel. We're polluted with whoredom and wickedness. And whoredom is physical and it's spiritual. The spiritual aspect is when we were praising false God. We have more hope in an Eden God. We see Eden raising up his God. We wonder what's going on here. We never praise our God in spirit and in truth. I have faith to wait when there is no rain. We wait and we go do children's sacrifice for rain to fall. So now the Most High said what? He was going to destroy us. And he did. But he said if we return, he's there waiting for us. Read verse 7.
And I said, after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me.
What the Most High said? After we play the word down.
Turn thou unto
The
me.
Most High said, turn to him now. After we did all these things. Read on.
But she returned not.
But she what?
She returned not.
She what?
Returned not.
She refused to return. She returned not. Read verse 15.
And I will give you pastors according to mine heart.
So the Most High said, even though she returned not, I'll give you what?
Pastors according to mine
To
heart.
do what?
which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Read on.
And it shall come to pass, when ye be multiplied in and increase in the land, in those days, saith Yahweh,
Read.
they shall no more say, the ark of the covenant of Yahweh. Neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done anymore.
And then this is the time we're going in the kingdom. But what we have to do is, when the pastors come to feed you with knowledge and understanding, you have to take it. Because the Most High is saying, tell you in verse 7 to return. And what we do, we refuse to return. But the ones who return, deliverance is coming for you. Man. The one that return, deliverance is coming what? In the four corners of this earth. So you have to have faith and believe that Yahweh Shai is coming to heal us. Man. Because that's the thing with black people. We're the only nation of people looking at a white man to come and save us. Does the Arabs waiting for a white man to come and save them? No. You understand? We the only nation wait for a so-called white man to come and save us. No other nation will. The Chinese not waiting for a white man to come and save them. Because the main problem is, give me Proverbs 21:21. Proverbs 21:21.
Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 21.
You know?
He that followeth after righteousness
The Bible
and
says,
mercy,
he that followeth after what?
righteousness and mercy,
Read on.
findeth life.
Find it what?
Life.
So you see that if you want righteousness, and you want mercy, and you follow it, you regain life. It's simple stuff to get life, brothers and sisters. It's simple step to get life. Come?
Gone.
That's it.
Righteousness and honor.
You're going to get righteousness, and with that you're going to get honor. You understand? Because there's no greater thing than here Yahweh Shai said, use my servant and give you a white robe and some palm. There'll be no greater gift under the heaven than that. Time?
Done.
With that I said Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Any question? Alright, you can stop the camera, Benjamin. The internet all messed up this week.